All right, welcome Twitch to the Windy J D&D Guild, where we have all sorts of crazy adventurers who like to play the Dungeons and Dragons, learn how to play, learn to DM, learn to stream. Excited for today because we're doing things slightly differently. I have a special announcement that is going to be popping up here right now. You can't see my special guest yet. You will see them very shortly. But I've been here at the Windy J D&D Guild. I've been really wanting to do something more than simply playing D&D. Don't get me wrong, I love my D&D. It is my escape from the realities into a different form of reality, and I get a chance to play with some amazing people. But there's opportunities for us with Twitch to do something different. And so here I be, about ready to introduce you to the something different. And saying hello to Dak in the chat as well. Appreciate you being in the chat there as well. And we are going to, so here's kind of what's going on. It's a charity, and we are going to be doing some fundraising for the next little bit here. It is the first charity that we've ever done with the guild, and that is exciting on its own. There's Ender in the chat too. Good to see you, bud. Thank you. And what the challenge with this for me was, okay, I want to find a charity that's actually going to work for the stream. One is a D&D thing, so obviously I need to find a D&D kind of sort of related charity, or at least that's what I was thinking. More often than not, people like to find charities that they can support that are kind of a local cause. When you have a player in Japan, a player in Amsterdam, a player in the southern eastern United States, and players in Canada and players in Hong Kong, that gets a little bit more difficult to, as Dak says, support your local troll. So in order to do that, we had to find a good campaign that was going to do that internationally. So without any further ado, I think I would like to introduce you to our campaign. Here's your first little splash spoiler for it. And there you go, you're going to be live now. All right, and that is it. That is the campaign that we're going to be doing. We are doing the Roll for Wishes campaign with the Make-A-Wish Foundation International. I didn't say that right. Make-A-Wish International. And I got a special guest. This was really kind of cool. I was not expecting to be able to get a special guest for Make-A-Wish in here. April with Make-A-Wish here on the stream too. Thanks for joining me.
Hi. No, thanks
It's
for
morning
having
for
me.
us.
It is more. It's very morning for us. Yeah, it's great to be here. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, so Make-A-Wish has a really cool little campaign, really cool little charity event going on that is Dungeons and Dragons focused. So, why don't you tell me a little bit about the idea that you guys created there for this campaign?
Yeah, so it's so my first a little bit about like what I do, I guess, to make it make sense of why I'm sitting here. So Make-A-Wish International is responsible for all of the wish granting outside of America. Like Make-A-Wish America and its chapters do that part of things. We do wish granting all over the rest of the world, and we do that through 39 affiliate countries. So as you were saying, we are an international global charity, and we grant wishes to children who are sick. Or who have been diagnosed with a critical illness. And so I run the gaming, streaming, fundraising side of things. So people who are on Twitch or YouTube or other live streaming platforms and who raise money for us that way. So that's why I'm here today to talk to you about this. But as far as how we got this, our Discord server has quite a few D&D players in it. And we did our first D&D related fundraiser, I believe, gosh, I'm going to say almost a little over a year and a half ago.
Wow. Okay.
And I thought to myself, this whole community is about magic and imagination and possibility and all of the things that wishes are about, really, right? And so we set about kind of formalizing our D&D fundraisers and giving people the tools to make it as easy as possible for them to do this.
So you have a homebrew then that you've created.
Yes.
This nonsense. That's
yes,
awesome.
Which I didn't know the phrase homebrew like 2 years ago, but now I do. So there you go. So I know things like one shot and homebrew, and yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, these are great ones. And so the channel or the games session that we're on right now, these are what would, if you were in person, these would be one shots. But I also do these games before work, so They
Yeah.
last only a little bit of time, but
Yeah.
the nice thing about these one shots, they become more like 3 to 4 shot little itty bitty sessions that we get a
Hmm.
chance to do together, nice little short things, and that's what you guys have created too. With what was the home? I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce the homebrews setting properly. It starts with Nos. Nope.
Nocturne.
Nocturne. Thank you.
Yes,
Nocturne.
which means Night Star. In so these homebrews, we had some of our community members draw them up, and so one of them is from the Netherlands, one of them's from Alberta, Canada, and yeah, so we basically had two groups drawing them up. So that's where the word Nocturne came from. It's Dutch for Night Star.
That is cool. And we have a
Yeah,
Dutch streamer, very close friend of ours. He's actually up for Dutch Streamer Awards too. Dutch
cool.
Dragons, or sorry, Dutch Dungeons, I should say. And so that'll be exciting when he gets to see that. That's definitely, it is an international campaign. That's the exciting part for me. So
Absolutely.
for my part, this is kind of near and dear to me because I've had a few people who are particularly close to me receive the services of Make a Wish, and made it actually makes a massive difference to those kids' lives.
It really
They
does. Yeah.
they're already going through something fairly difficult, so when you can give them something that gives them the hope that they need, that makes a huge difference.
It really does. So, for those who maybe don't understand exactly who gets a wish from us, it's children ages 3 to 18 who have been diagnosed with a critical illness. And so, we have right now, cancer is still the leading diagnosis of why kids get a wish from us. But we do that all over the world. We do it in over 50 countries right now. And we're constantly opening and expanding and trying to be able to grant the wish of every eligible child, no matter where they are in the world, right? I mean, politics, whatever aside.
That's because it doesn't really matter. Disease has no political affiliation or
No,
border.
not at all.
It's
Yes.
unfortunate. So I just put it in the chat, the place that you can go to donate to the Roll for Wishes campaign that we're doing here with the Windy J D&D Guild. Please feel free to open. There are going to be, so our current limit, that's not the right word, current goal, that's the word I was looking for, current goal is $250, and we'd like to see if we can, I personally want to see if we can achieve that comfortably before Christmas. But
Mhm.
really we can have the ability to go till I think March is what we're kind of targeting for sure. I would love to blow 250 out of the water. I'd love to be able to go
You
way
never
beyond it,
know.
but just to encourage it, I do have a milestone of $100 that as soon as we hit $100, there is going to be. I actually, as of like yesterday, also have merch for the stream, which is funny because I never thought that I would ever put merch out for the stream. But there is, and I was supposed to have it in my hands today. It didn't get here in time, so I'm going to show it on tomorrow's stream, hopefully. But the merch is basically there is a Windy J logo on a hoodie or on a T-shirt. I also have a mouse pad that is the Olivon Chronicles mouse pad. So that is going to be a prize for that'll go out on stream after we hit that $100 mark for whoever happens to be on the stream or whoever happens to have donated. So um,
Very cool.
getting the energy going, trying to get this campaign to be a big deal. We really appreciate the opportunity to be able to do this kind of thing too. So, hey, April, I think I have some players who are about ready to kind of dive into this. Um,
Yeah.
they're going to start diving in with a game, and they are doing a finale today, and then we'll actually start a Nocturne campaign this same time next week. Which one is going to be the challenge? So these sessions we
Yes.
actually decide by way of the dice. The dice tells us everything. It helps us pick which game we're
Very
playing,
cool.
from which module from inside it, and then the people make their characters. Dak, who's going to be on here, he's much more of a wizardy type person, but he had to play a monk last
Hmm.
time around. Didn't. I'm not sure he enjoyed it as much, to be
Took him
honest.
out of his comfort zone, huh?
Just a little bit, but that's the nice thing about this dice. Whereas, the people who you guys get to serve and help out, they're already out of their comfort zone. So hey,
I
it
tell
seems
you,
to
yeah.
fit. But I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to playing your world. Really.
We'll be watching, we'll be paying attention, we'll jump into chat, like super glad that you're doing this. And I really believe in this campaign. Obviously I believe in what we do for children around the world, but I really believe in this campaign. I think it's going to get some legs, and
Oh
really
yeah.
become something important in our world. So I'm excited to see it kind of like trickling out there kind of organically. Like, it's great that you found it and that you want to do this. Very exciting.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. I am actually going to shift gears. April, thank you so much again for
Of
joining.
course.
I appreciate you. I appreciate all you guys you do. And
Thanks.
we will be in touch with some money in our hands. All right.
Good luck. I hope it goes well. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. See you later. There and hello back again, everybody, back on the Twitch. We're back live again, and we're just having the people trickle in now that they've seen the announcement. So just bear with us as everybody gets into the chats here. Looking for Ender to pop in here imminently. Oh, I've got the wrong token up here for Razael, so I'll get that solved up right now. That was kind of an exciting moment for me, and I'm excited for what's going to happen. There we go. There, we got the right stuff. So. Seeing as I just had everybody kind of suddenly jump in, can I get everybody to do a quick sound check, which we usually do before the show starts? There's the first chat from Make-A-Wish in there. Okay, so Dax, say hello to the world.
Hello, world.
There's one. And then I have an Ender. Ender, you're here now. I can put you on your spot. There you go. Ender, give me a sound check. It's all good. Oh, you're muted, Ender. Try me again. And then Razael, while you're at it, why not 2-2? You're still muted. There we go. We got Razael. You're muted on your end, though.
Oh.
No, Razael, you're good. Ender's muted on your end.
Oh.
Ender is confused. That's the look of confusion at microphones. We blame the microphones. It's always the microphone's fault. And then I need to also get Trifunctional's sound check as well. Go for it, Trifunctional. Anita! Oh, you are muted as well. Okay, so the mute button, you need to find your microphone on the bottom of your screens and click it. You're muted in the Video Ninja, perhaps. And if that's not working, then jump into the original link. The original link will still work too. Sorry, guys, on the stream. Appreciate you guys for helping us, for being patient with us through our tech.
Can you hear me now?
Trifunctional. Sure can. I can totally hear you, and I like it. Okay, and I'm also going to make things a little bit simpler over here. There we go. Okay, so we will not have Seraph with us today. Unfortunately, some things in this family came up, so he will not be able to join us. So I get to play Tana and see how well that goes. I'm also
Just
watching
don't do the dodge action every move.
Naya will not do the dodge action. You guys are in a bit of a tiny little pickle, and that would not be fair. So for those of you, while Ender's trying to get his microphone going here, for those of you who have... Actually, here's the reason why. There we go. Let's do this. That might make all the difference in the world. I hit buttons that I wasn't supposed to hit. Ender, give me a microphone. Check. There we go.
There we go.
I totally forgot to unclick certain buttons. That's on me. But there you are. You're alive and you're well. So where we left off in this campaign and what the finale looks like now. You were helping a centaur to perhaps deal with a whole bunch of this undead nonsense that was happening in their forest. You were being their guardian, as it were, as you traversed through the forest towards this ancient artifact they said had been uncovered. And as it turns out, this ancient artifact was a fairly large ruin, for that matter, too, left behind by a druid from ages past. The ruin seemed to have been attracting all sorts of attention of undead, and that was what the centaurs were dealing with. Now, the centaur, her name is Charya Kas, said that she had this inclination that if she were to get this ruin opened up, these portals that the ruin showed opened up, then she would be able to bring in the Celestials that are most definitely on the other side, to help get rid of these undead. So you, through a couple of encounters, make your way to get her safely to the ruin. And as you approach the ruin, you guys are immediately beset by strange, large, vine-created creatures, vine golems, that started really doing a good solid number on you. And so you gave the instruction to Kacharia Kas to start the sequences that she said she'd learned to try to open up these portals. So she did, and while you were in combat. And that is where we are. We are in combat, where she has now opened a portal, and as the portal opens up, what you expected to see was not what you saw. Instead, some sort of fiendish-looking red imp-like, but very large, not like an imp, a little bit bigger than that, creatures start streaming through the portals. And that is where we're going to pick up. But before we do that, without having Trifunctional in the stream last week, Anita was not in the initiative. So Anita, I'm going to get you to click on your token in the game and roll me some initiative so we can get you in there. Last session you took the dodge action, so you probably still have all of your spell slots, all of your hit points, all of the things, because you will have had a long rest.
Okay. I was going to ask about the long rest, actually.
There you go. So actually, the last thing that has happened, oh, that was the top initiative, was in fact these gates opening up. And I'm going to get... Oh, that's a really weird spot for that to have gone. Let's go there instead. Okay, so that puts Anita at the bottom of the initiative. So quick recap as to what you're seeing around you. Sapley is first up in the initiative. Sapley has been, unfortunately, and without any expectations of it, he was preparing to help out Thar and Razael and Tana, but behind him, crawling across the top of the ruin and reaching out and latching at him, was this Vine Golem. Now, Sapley managed to get this Vine Golem to basically hold still through a particularly good use of... I lost it. What was that? It was a Hypnotic Gaze. Yeah, Hypnotic Gaze has got this vine hypnotized in place, but it's difficult for anything else to happen unless you come up with something creative. So, Sapley, it is your turn.
I'm just going to keep this going.
Is there anything else you want to try on your turn?
Oh, God. If I do anything else, it releases it pretty much at the end of... I've got one round where it can't do anything, and then that's it.
Okay, so with Hypnotic Gaze, it says as an action you choose that creature, its charmed creature speed goes to 0, is visibly dazed. You can use your action to maintain this effect, so if you don't have a bonus action, you might be right. Although I do believe you can move away from it. Because it is incapacitated, it will not attack you.
If he moves with it out of 5 feet, I think
nope, there it is.
Breaks.
You move in 5 further. Nope. Yeah, however, the effect ends if you move more than 5 feet away from the creature. If the creature can neither see or hear you, or if the creature takes damage. So you do have to see it. Okay, fair enough. Hypnotic Gaze. Boy, that's an interesting spell. I guess we'll move ourselves on to Tana. Now, Tana...
It's just that I think I'm just better keeping this out of the fight because it's... rather than...
That might not be a bad idea. That might not be a bad idea. So Tana, I've got a restrained marker on her here, meaning that she is not able to get away from this Vine Golem very easily. But she is going to be able to attack just with disadvantage. Actually, I think I want to get her to use something slightly different. Give me one moment as I look at it. Yeah, no, she needs to take damage first. So this is... she's going to just try and do a couple of attacks. But she... Oh, it's going to be a straight roll because Thar's also on flanking. So that will help slightly. So here we go. Straight roll on the unarmed strike on this lovely little vine creature. Here it comes. And I gotta pull up my vine creature to see what it's like. And 15. Ooh, that's really weird. I forgot that it put that funny in Roll20 for me. Vine creature, your AC, that does hit, so she's going to smack it and get released from it for 6 points of bludgeoning damage. and then is going to use another unarmed strike to try to do some more. Actually, what is that? Hang on. I'm reading all of the things that I don't think that. I'm wondering what the heck. There's some things in here I don't know anything about. Oh no, that's okay. That's fine. So another unarmed strike. Then here it comes. And that also hits, giving this creature 4 more points of bludgeoning damage, but she's only got 1 key point left, so she's not going to spend it. And that's going to bring us to Razael. You are also in melee with this creature, surrounding it. What are you going to do next?
Okay. I'm kind of low, so I think I'm going to disengage first
Okie doke.
and
Disengage it.
then move right around here. And I would like to ask Anita if you can spare some heal, please.
All right. That
And
that
then
is.
I
Oh, go
will
ahead,
end my
sir.
turn.
Okay. Do you have anything rangy that you can use?
No, I already used my action to disengage, so I don't have any bonus action
Oh,
to
of
use.
course you did. I'm so used to playing a rogue, apparently. Okay, fine. And I need, where's my centaur? There's my centaur, because it is Charyakasa's turn, and she looks very much bewildered as to what's happening. She's seeing these creatures coming out of the portal, and they're not the creatures she was expecting. So she immediately quickly puts together her longbow and is going to start shooting at something that probably only Tharg and, well, Sapley could probably see it as well. Bing and bing. 2 shots. I don't know that. The first one sails wide and almost into the portal. The second one is actually going to hit, and that is 7 points of piercing damage to this creature here. That was not the button I want to hit. That was the button I want to hit. Beauty. Okay, so that's gonna bring. She's actually also going to move to join you. Right up. How fast can she move? She can move. Oh, she can move a lot. She's gonna get right up into this person's space with you, Sapley. It also. Oh, hang on. It goes to Thar. I clicked a button too fast. So Thar, it is your turn, and you have advantage on this creature if you want it.
Okay. Let me look at some things, though. So she just summoned demons and then left.
What you get from her, what the last thing she says, what's happening? It's very much not what she expected.
Okay, good. This is good. I'm gonna attack this guy with my. Yeah, I'm gonna take out a shield, actually.
All right.
So this is gonna be.
That is hitting.
Oh, I rolled a 1 on the damage, so 4 damage.
4 damage.
And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Misty Step
Oh, okay.
over to here, and then use all of my movement to get right into the center of that.
Ah, okay.
And I'm going to start looking around to see if I can figure it out, because of what happened to my partner. I know that I have traveled the plains at some point. And though it didn't go well, maybe I can ascertain what this planar portal can do.
All right. I'll
how
give
to
you
use
an Arcana or History check, your choice. But it will be a disadvantage.
All right.
Because it's all of these arcane sigils seem to appear in a language you're not familiar with.
12.
12. Pretty tough to figure out what's going on with this. It is It's obvious that it's been activated. That part you can tell for sure. Whether or not it was activated,
Do know Celestial as
you
one
do
of
know
my languages.
it definitely okay. With that, then that drops the DC. I'll say nothing here that has been activated appears to have anything that makes you feel like it's celestial in nature. This is coming from someplace else.
Okay, I probably can't do this round, but can I look at this thing?
Yeah, you sure
Does
can.
it look at all intelligent?
It is no. They look very much vicious. They look like they do look like imps, and it's a whole bunch of them that are just kind of conglomerated and moving together. But they and there's because they're actually a whole bunch of these little imp-like creatures, and they all seem to kind of be moving together like a little swarm or a little pack. Looking at them, what you see, the challenge with it is that their spit, when they open their mouths and kind of hiss out, it's not saliva. It actually looks like blood that they are actually hissing after a fashion. They have tails that have these little spikes on them, and so you get to be particularly aware that one of these creatures maybe not so bad. A swarm of them, it could get ugly.
Yeah. Okay. That's my turn.
All right, Anita,
All right.
in here.
So I will first off use my bonus action to cast a healing word on Ravan.
Okay.
Oh, thank God. Thank you.
That is 8 points of healing.
Nice. That's a decent roll for a
Thank you
healing
very
word.
much.
No problem. And then I'll cast Guiding Bolt on the one that's by the centaur.
Oh, I forgot. I forgot, and I should have said it earlier, and you can totally not do this, but the monk currently is enlarged, so they get a D4 extra damage on their
Oh,
attack.
that is true. That's what that potion marker was for. Let's get those damages on. I'll roll 2d4 right now so that we can get those in there. Because she definitely hit on those 2 hits. So let's get those 6 extra points of smack damage from them. Thanks for reminding me. All right. So yes, you can throw Guiding Bolt at that creature. Go for it.
So that's 14 to hit.
I missed my turn. I totally hit the button before I was supposed to. 14 does not hit that creature, though. Although, I'm going to say because he's incapacitated at the moment, you have advantage. So go ahead and try another one.
Okay.
That's
22 on the second one.
There you go.
All right. So that is 13 radiant damage.
Nice, and he's glowing now, too. Actually, what color is he glowing?
I don't know. I've been saying that this whole time that my guiding bolt is like a white color, so he's glowing white.
White it is. Done. Now, does that release the hypnotic gaze?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I do have to retcon a tiny thing because I clicked one of my turn buttons a bit too fast. I have to actually act my vine creatures. And so I'm going to act them, but I'm going to leave that one alone because he would have been unable to do things before Anita's turn. Anita's, before I do this, though, is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
I think I'll move.
Okay.
Just so I can get a better line of sight.
Awesome.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
That will work.
Okay.
Huzzah.
That'll
Yes,
be my
okay.
turn.
All right, so I'm going to go back and play my Vine's turns. The Vine that would have moved after Thar sees Thar going to the middle, so is going to come in at Thar as well. And my lovely little Vine is going to... He's not a little Vine. He is kind of a wicked Vine. He is... Yes. No, he's just going to whip at you. Nope, he could get to you. He's going to try and embrace you.
Hugs. Free hugs. That misses.
That misses. I need to get the chat to do some rolls for me as well. So in the chat, what you guys can do for me is, because I am definitely only going to use all of the rolls you send my way. What you could do is type exclamation point roll 20, no spaces, and it will do a lovely little roll. And I will use your roll as the DM. If you roll high, the players will like you. If you roll low, sorry, if you roll high, the players won't like you, but I will. Yeah, that works. That's the one I meant to say. That's how I want it to go.
Oh, we'll love it.
Yeah. So that is Thorn Embrace does not capture, and that is all of its turn. And the other one is incapacitated. But this Blood Imp Swarm, is coming in. Is going to take stock of the stuff that's around it, and oh, it's got some flying speeds. Cool. They're going to pick up and they're going to start flying then. How far can they fly? They can't quite make it to Thar, but they're sure going to try. Alright, flying 5 feet in the air as well. Almost beelining for Thar. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's going to be what happens. Oh, no. No, I forgot my character's places. They're actually going to go for the Vine Golem. And they're going to attack the Vine Golem. Range. No, they're going to do this. They're all just going to... That's a horrible roll. A horrible, horrible roll. But that means that they don't hit. They weren't going to hit anything anyway. So they come towards the Vine Golem, and you can see this Thark as they're coming straight, basically near, almost straight at you. And they all open up their mouths, and they just start hissing, and streams of blood-like spittle come streaming out of their faces towards this Vine Golem. But they do it too soon. It doesn't quite reach it. That brings us to Saply. It is Saply's turn.
Is this thing moving now?
It will be, yeah, you'll see that it is now broken out of your hypnotic gaze.
So if I move, it'll have an opportunity attack against me.
That would be true, yes.
Right. Shit. For fuck's sake, seriously. Damn it. I've got so many things to use, but I have to move to use them. If I move, it'll get me.
Potentially. It might not. It might actually miss. There's always that chance.
Right, I'm going to use my inborn.
Oh, geez, Sky.
What are we doing? I'm going to cast Blur on myself.
All right.
I can
Hey,
use it
that's a
once
good
a day.
call.
It's an inborn talent. So you see me
All right.
like shifting around. And
So I'm sorry.
everything has disadvantage against me. Attacks against me have disadvantage.
Oh,
Awesome.
goodness.
I'm sorry. It's Sky's fault. Blame Sky. I am on a goblin version for a minute at least. So with a blur, your body becomes blurred. That is also just your action. And so you can also move. And maybe provide disadvantage on your attempt to escape this person.
I'm going to move there.
Right. They are going to try and swipe at you, and so it is at disadvantage. And it is this thing that they're going to do. 11's not going to hit you, is it?
It might.
No way.
You are
No.
a squishy wizard?
I've got a dex of 11, I think.
Hang on, let me have a look. See, I can look this up. I can find the answer.
I don't think
nope.
I
You
activated.
cast mage armor. You did cast mage armor. I have the token on you.
Yeah,
So you have
I
14.
remember that.
Oh, did I? Right, so I didn't knock it off my spell list. It's
Oh,
14
yeah.
then with mage armor.
Then it just splashes up against your mage should be Smurf voice. Listen, Sky, this is your own fault, okay? But yeah, it does actually splash up against your mage armor.
And you are able to escape without any injury.
Thank God.
Sky. All right. Does that end your turn then?
Yeah.
All right. It's up to Tana. Tana is going to try and finish off this creature. Where is my Tana sheet? Here we go. Tana is with her longsword. No advantage anymore, but she's also not restrained anymore. Oh, I didn't play that character. Oops, that's my fault. Anyway, nope, that did not connect, so she's going to try. Actually, I need to read that one real quick. Summon. Now, she's already summoned her Astral Strike, so for 10 minutes, spectral arms hover near you. While they're present, you can use your wisdom modifier instead of your strength modifier. That's fine. You can reach further, unarmed strikes. Okay, cool. All right, so basically we're going to go with your... I think that's what this is here. Let's see what this roll is that they put into their sheet. No, that's not the same thing. Sorry, that's the wrong roll. Let me roll this one instead. That's better. Oh, man. Wow, she is having a tough time with this one creature. That's going to bring us to Rizale. And all you're going to hear from Tana is,
Okay.
"You abandoned me, old man?" And carry on. Go for it, Rizale.
Oh, gosh.
um, for my action, I would like to use my... Oh, at least I would like to heal myself for 7 points using my Lay on Hands.
Okay, go for it. All right, so 7 points you said, right?
Yes, sir.
That'll work. What else are you
And
going to do on your turn?
And then I have a quick question, DM.
Sure.
Did I saw the imp-ish thing move from go inside the ruins?
I would say yes, you did.
Okay, then last question. Can I go through here?
Yes. Yeah, that's how Chariakos jumped through, actually.
Ah, okay. Well then, I will try to follow that imp
Oh, let's give you guys a map.
inside the ruins.
Twitch isn't seeing a map. That's kind of silly.
Where-
I'm
no.
sorry.
Oh,
Fade maps. There we go. So you go inside the ruins.
Yes. Are any of the runes or symbols familiar to me?
They're not going to be familiar to you. I mean, you're welcome to roll an Arcana or a History check, but the DC is particularly high. This is ancient text.
Oh, well, I'm proficient with Primordial, Abyssal, and
Oh, I
Sylvan.
stand corrected. Go ahead and try for it.
Okay. Arcana check.
Arcana check. That's pretty hot. You're in combat, so that's why the DC was high. And the language is somewhat obscure. But you got a 22. So you are going to be able to see that while you might not necessarily have a quick and easy understanding of all of the sigils all at once, there's only some of them that are aglow right now. And the ones that are aglow are glowing hot red. And they do seem to provide you with this sense that the plane that this is actually coming from, these creatures are actually coming from. You know what? Let me double check, make sure I'm not giving you the wrong information. I want to be true to Kobold Press's stuff. It is. All right. That's not the place to get it. This is the thing to get it from. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the actual scenario here is that they're actually coming from the abyss. And you can see that clearly now with that 22. That whatever it is that she opened up, she may have wanted Celestials, she didn't get Celestials. She got to a different plane of existence altogether.
Okay. Well, can I still say that to our wizard friend here, or
Uh,
or do I have to do that on my next turn?
No, you can still say that. Talking is a free action.
Okay, I would like to relay that information to our friendly wizard here. Maybe he can do something about the ruins or close the gate if it's still open.
Couldn't hurt
So
to say
with
so,
that,
yeah.
yeah, and with that, I will end my turn here.
All right. That's going to bring us to Charya Kas, who is actually going to rear up and start trying to hoof at this other viney creature. Where is my Charya Centaur? There she is. Pick up a pike and start hoofing at it as well. That was a double-digit roll. That was also a double-digit roll. 2 hits.
Nice.
And hooves. So causing just stabbing and just kicking at it with her hooves. This creature is no longer restrained, so I will have to adjust that. But so it's not with advantage. But nonetheless, she's kind of kicking his butt. That's going to end Charya Cross's turn. That brings us to Thar.
All right. Thar's going to stretch out his hand. Or no, he's going to pull out his lute and strum it really hard, and Thunderwave is going to come out at 2nd level.
Nice.
So,
2nd level Thunderwave. DC 13. That is my Vine Golem and my imps that have to do stuff.
I'm going to use Shatter as my thing because it's the same damage. Oh, I guess I can upcast Thunderwave.
Right, you can. So, where are we here?
Goodness
What's the
gracious.
con save? That's what I needed. Con save for the swarm.
Wow.
That was a hot save. Con save for the vine. He's got a strong constitution modifier. Yeah, so they're going to take only half that damage, being
4 damage.
Wow. I'm so sorry, and yet I'm excited because my characters are still
great.
surviving. But 4 damage and a little bit of a good solid boom that comes out of it as well. Let's see here. Something was.
Well, that being the case,
there we go.
I'm gonna bonus action inspire myself, and I'm gonna run.
Oh, okay. So
over to here.
All right. So joining up with your allies, the Vine Golem's going to get an opportunity attack.
All right.
And it's going to roll for crap. So there you go. It whips at you, but it's very much distracted by these flying creatures coming at its face. That brings me to my Vine Golems. One of them's going to attack Tana again with an attempt at an embrace.
Oh, God.
Oh, and I got a natural 20 on that. Okay, then, fine. If I'm going to get a nat 20, I better take it. Actually, I better check the chat. I haven't had a chance to look at the chat for a hot second. Nope, no rolls from the chat. It's the chat's fault for not saving your skin. Just saying. Go ahead, chat. Save their skin. Roll out for me. But that is
Unless you roll
going
better,
to be...
in which case down.
She might be down. She is down. As this creature goes to grasp her, she falls limp in its vines, and it just drops her. And is going to try to close the gap on somebody now. It doesn't like you, Thar. So underneath that ruin, it comes at you.
His
The
friend
other
doesn't
one,
like you. I don't like
Yep.
you either.
The one beside Chariakos is also going to try and it's not going to be able to brace her because she's too big. So it's going to try and whip at her a couple of times. Wow. Big hits.
She has like 0 AC too, I remember.
Yeah. And hang on. Which one's which here? Okay. Yeah, she takes some good solid thwallops from in return. It is a vicious battle between the two of them. She is getting lots of gashes on her back though. And then the last ones that are going to fight are actually fighting each other. So you guys watch as the blood imp swarm starts swarming around this vine golem. And they
Is that
let's
there,
see
Windy?
here. Yeah, that's up there. And let's see what all happens here. There's a lot of rolls happening. The first of the thorn vines don't connect, but this one does. And so the blood imp swarm, a bunch of the blood imps are just spattered across the ground. There we go. And then, but this guy is getting stung as no, he's not actually. That was a bad one. So the vine golem is actually surviving. I shouldn't have rolled that. That didn't count. But you guys will see coming from obviously other portals, more of these swarms of golems are actually entering the fray as well. Oh, I gotta fix that too. Let's see here. Yeah, you guys, because of the way that you guys think things happened, everything seems to be happening all at once. These ones pick up and take flight, and they're gonna actually go after this one. Oh, too far away. They're gonna pick up and take flight over top of the center of the console of this ruin. Obviously beelining for the vine golem. Anita, that brings us to your turn.
Okay. I'm going to, first off, bonus action healing word on Tana.
Okay, healing word on Tana.
8 points of healing.
All right. And so she picks back up. Well,
And
she's now conscious
then-
again, I should say.
I'm going to try something.
Actually, one roll back here.
Okay.
I feel like, because this would impact your turn. When Tana is larger, does that also give her advantage on her attacks?
No.
Okay, then carry on.
Okay. First, I'll move 10 feet. Just so I can see things better.
Okie doke.
And then I'm gonna see if these vine golems are weak to fire.
Okay.
Can I cast firebolt at like level 2?
No.
No,
You-
because it's a cantrip.
It's a cantrip. I don't think it's you can't upcast it.
Okay.
It goes up in damage at level 5.
Okay, I see. Never mind. Maybe that doesn't make sense then. Yeah, I'll do it anyways. That firebolt, I already rolled it, so
Okay, and which one are you
It was,
targeting? The one beside Thar?
yeah.
All right. 14 does not hit.
Okay. And then I have 15 more feet. I think I'll just finish coming up here.
Alrighty. And you
That'll
can
finish
see,
my turn.
you being as close as you are, you can see this shimmer in this archway. And on the other side, it's not the forest that you've been walking through. It is very much this rocky landscape with what appears to be lava flows in the distance as well. But it's also somewhat shimmery, so it's kind of hard to place exactly what's on the other side. that brings us to Sapley.
Sounds like Yorkshire.
Ah. Oh no! Anybody in the chat who's from Yorkshire, I apologize for all of the things. Go Sapley.
I'm from Lancashire. It's okay. They understand. It's the War of the Roses and all that.
There you go.
Right, it's going to have to be a souped-up magic missile on our friend here.
All right, soup up your magic missile. You might not need all of them, just as a saying. Just as a heads up. He looks pretty bloody hurt.
Right. I think it's 4, isn't it?
It is... well, if you soup it up, it's 4. Normally, it's just 3. Okay.
5,
Keep them coming.
9,
Okay. And with that one, it falls.
13. Do you need another?
Nope, that was it. With that one, it falls.
I'm going to hit this one with the last one then.
All right.
Can I do that?
I'll allow it, for sure. You've been engaged with both, so you know exactly where it is.
I don't think strictly I can. Can they have to be in 10 feet of each other, don't they?
Yeah, you know what? It's a magic missile. You can hit it if you can see it, and you can see it.
2.
Yeah. Oh, that's all right. So, and you guys see as these bolts just kind of curve and arc around the ruins and around you and your friendlies to smash into the creatures that they've been targeted. One behind you, Thar, finally falls, giving you just a tiny bit of breathing space.
Can I pass the old man a potion?
I would allow that.
Do you have to move up to him?
I would say yeah, to make sure that otherwise it's going to be an ability check. If you want to just toss it to him, yeah, you're going to roll ability check. But if you're going to just hand it to him, no problems.
So, here you go, old man. Drink that. You'll feel much better.
I usually don't drink what people give me, but I trust you.
All right. So you'll drink that on your turn. Sapley, remind us what it is when we get to Thar's turn. That ends your turn.
Potion of poison.
Just dead. Oh.
Right.
I'm
No
in league
warnings.
with the
Okay, that's going to bring us to Tawna, then, who is going to stand up, taking half of her movement, which isn't big in the first place. She's going to brush herself off and look to you, Anita, and say, okay, thanks. And, boy, who does she want to get to next? Yeah, she's gonna go and start attacking. She doesn't really know how to do this, so she's just gonna start attacking the portal. And just smash and smash and smash. I believe I actually have stats for the portal. I better double check.
4,000 hit point ruin.
Yeah, right, hey? Yeah, she starts smacking at it. I'm just going to say she starts smacking at this thing. It's going to hit it because it's not moving or dodging. But it isn't producing any effect. Just turns to the rest of you guys. And you know how to shut this thing off? And that's going to bring us to...
We're working on it.
Raziel.
Well, out of character, I kind of want to help that plant thing.
Oh, are you feeling bad for my little vine boys? I like it.
Well, being a paladin, I, Raziel, feel like I have to kill all of those demons first before I take care of anything that has any relations to nature. So I'm going to head for this imp, and I will attack it with my greatsword.
All right, I
mean,
appreciate the roll into the character.
Heretics, that's fine.
And as a result, you have DM inspiration. Because I appreciate the play into the character's personality traits.
Okay, here goes nothing.
Well, I hope it's not nothing.
Smack.
Go ahead and
Yes.
smack such things. With an 18, you definitely hit, and 12 points of damage causes you to knock a lot of these flying imps out of the air and to the ground.
Use it.
Well then, I guess that's end of turn for me.
Okie doke. That's going to bring us to Charyakas, who is in a fierce battle with this one vine golem, and is just stabbing at her and kicking at her. There we go. That is... Oh, and they both hit, which is nice. For 20 points of damage. She's doing some serious damage to this golem, but it's not down yet. It's just like, I don't know how to shut it off. I don't know how. And then it's Thar's turn.
Useless. Anyway, I take the potion. Bonus action. Chug it. What is it? This thing. What is it?
Frost giant strength.
Oh
Nice.
shoot! What is that kind of strength?
Potion of Frost Giant Strength.
Yeah, like what number is that again?
I am
I
looking
think
it up.
that's
7. I might be wrong there.
Okay, for a potion of Frost Giant Strength, what happens? When you drink it, your strength score changes to 23 for an hour.
Ooh.
21, so it's plus 5.
Okay. Yeah, that
plus
improves
6.
my combat ability.
Yeah, you become, it is 26.
Plus
Sorry, so
6.
it's a plus 6 to your strength as opposed to what you normally have, Thar.
Okay.
And so what do you normally have even?
I usually have a 16.
So go ahead and just type in 23 into your sheet, and it'll do all the
Thank you.
calculations for you.
Now go and kick some bottom, old man.
I'm going to go write that into the stream because that's bloody marvelous that you get that.
You see abs just like pop out of his big old belly. He's
Love it.
ripped.
It looks trim and slim and
Yeah.
So it's a 23 on that now. Brilliant.
I'm gonna walk over to here, and I'm going to attack this thing with putting away my shield, and here comes my battle axe.
Okay, I'm going to move you to here because if you go where you think it is, it's actually on the other side of the ruin. So you'd have to go to the other side of the ruin to do it. Are you accepting of that?
Okay.
Okay.
I wouldn't gain an advantage though.
No, it doesn't give you advantage, and it definitely misses, unfortunately.
I'm gonna use my bardic inspiration to make that not miss.
Then it's gonna hit. You only needed 1. And so you max it. Nicely done, though. So with 12 points of slashing damage, you cut it down, and it's just like these thin veil of small vines left behind, as most of it has now been carved or stomped away by this point in time.
Is it down or is it?
It is
still
not
there?
down, but I would allow an unarmed strike if you wanted one. It's just you don't get to add your proficiency to it. That's all.
I mean, if you're gonna let me, I might as well.
Uh-huh.
So that would be a just strength check.
Yeah, just a basic strength check. Go for it.
Gosh,
Doesn't hit.
I'm rolling badly now, but what else?
Does that end your turn?
I'm gonna try and. Okay. So I moved.
You would have moved 5,
Basically
10,
through
15,
her
25. 25 feet, so you have 5 more feet to go if you wanted it.
Oh, Could I have gotten here?
And
The
after,
advantage?
yeah, after. Or for the advantage? No, because he's on the other side of that ruin. Where you're standing is under the ruin. He's on the top of the ruin.
Oh, I see. Never
Yeah.
mind then. That's it. My turn.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. So, that brings us to my Viney boys and my Swarmy peeps. So, Viney boy's going to have advantage because Brazil's behind him. And that is the strangest thing I've had. I haven't had 3 different parties in a battle before. But here it comes. With advantage, from Viney Boy. It's a dirty 20
I
and a 17.
You would have missed.
You would have missed
17.
if it wasn't for Rizal. Oh yeah, the next one's gonna put it down, put the blood swarm down. So between the two of you guys, you just smack all the swarms down to the ground. Unfortunately, ooh. Rizal, can you roll me a persuasion check, please?
Persuasion.
A persuasion. Huh.
Yes, a persuasion.
That's weird.
Do I get to say I am I am Roselle?
You can, yeah. I'll play it. I'll let it play. Nice. All right. The vine golem pulls its vines that it's just used to smack the last of these imps down. Just kind of pauses, looks at you, and then turns away from you
Yes.
to attack this other swarm, or to engage with this other swarm instead. The other swarm, now that he's got moved to engage with him, is gonna try and sting him. Does not have advantage. That was a scary moment for me for a second there. So it's a 10 to hit, and it's not gonna hit. But there is another swarm flying in as well. Sound effects for another stinging attack. No, this one's gonna spew blood, I think. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, he's gonna spew some blood. That is gonna hit my vine golem. There's a few dice on that one. 11 points as the vines start to darken and blacken from this blood that seems to smear into it. That brings us now to the other viney dude who is looking really hurt. With like the last vines he's got, he's gonna try and go at Charyakas, and then one at one that goes to Charyakas hits for 6 points of piercing damage, but he's also gonna go for one at you, Thar. Here's the one at Thar. It is a big one.
That hits.
And 5 points. And you're already there, so none of those strength saving throws matter. That's going to end my bad boy's turns. It's Anita's turn.
Okay. I think I'm going to try to get as close to the center as I can. 15,
All right.
20, 25. How far am I from the center?
About 30-ish feet.
30-ish. Okay.
Yep.
I might wait another turn to do that, what I was going to do, just so I can get a little bit closer.
Sure.
And slots. Maybe I will just firebolt one of the demon cluster swarm things. But it's only 9 to hit,
firebolt.
so.
All
Firebolt.
right.
Yeah.
Get her done. Left one or right one?
Left one.
Done.
Okay. 9 hits.
9 does not hit.
Okay. And that'll be my turn.
All right. So that brings us to Sapley. You see Sapley now at the center of this console that 2 more swarms have come in and just from north and from east flying in towards the center where this vine golem is, and are now furiously engaged with this viney creature. You see that Rizal seemed to have partnered up with the viney thing for a moment, and Anita steps in. What do you do?
Where did these things come up? Did he fly from this north and east, did you say? From
They did, yes.
some areas similar to that?
Yes, you do see that there are more portals on in the east and to the north as well.
I'm going to move forward just a bit. I'm going to Witch Bolt this one.
Very nice. Roll your attack.
It's never been good, this. I haven't hit with, I really want to hit with a Witch Bolt.
Oh, it hits.
14.
14 hits those creatures.
Does 1 to 12 like. Why didn't the damage come up?
Because you have to hit it. You have to hit the words Witch Bolt in the chat. Gotta hit the words Witch Bolt, not show spell description.
All right, yes.
Oh, is it still doing that?
Ooh.
12 lightning.
12 lightning damage, and it sustains as well. So you get
So
to
what,
keep
sorry?
it. You
Yeah.
get to keep it. Like, you hold on to it. So you're holding on to this Witch Bolt throughout into your next turn as well. Anything else on your turn?
No, I'll remain there. All you see though is the arc of lightning between me and it.
Right. Let's see here. I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna. Whoop, that's not what I want to do. Hang on a second. That's not what I wanted to show off. I wanted
gosh.
to show off. I don't have lightning. How lame. There. Let's just do this then. So let's go like this and bang. Yeah, sure.
Nice.
Okay, that was fun. I had fun.
Nice.
All right, that brings us to Tana now. Tana,
I've seen something happen then.
it works for some people. It doesn't work for everybody. I don't know if that had actually happened on the stream even either, but there was something
didn't
fun
see it
there all the
anywhere.
same. Sinus. All right. Well, I'm gonna try and learn how to do that better than apparently. Nonetheless, it is Tana's turn. She's not getting anywhere fast with this, so she's going to regroup. No, I don't want that. Hang on. I don't want. Well, okay, I'm on the wrong button. That didn't show up. No. She's gonna regroup now with I'm gonna say with Anita and Sapling and say, what do we do? Rizal, it is your turn.
For my free action, I'm gonna shout, "Attack the demons!" And then I'm gonna move here. Oh,
I saw something then.
Yeah.
oh wait, no. Sorry. Let me go back there and go here instead,
Huzzah! Okay,
And-
you put yourself
and then
at
attack
advantage.
this.
Yeah, roll it out.
Yep.
Well, so you walk around the three creatures that are being witch bolted by Sapley right now. You're definitely gonna have advantage. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Ooh.
Even with advantage, if they're all kind of just jerking around under the power of the witch bolt, and so it's kind of hard to actually get purchases and figure out where they're going next. Usually, you can predict natural movement. The witch bolt is taking away that natural movement.
Oh well. End of turn, sir.
All right, Charya Kas, and she just says, "Damn it!" and then goes for a kick. Okay, good. And with the kick, just knocks the vine down to the off the ruin and down to the ground, fallen, unmoving.
All right.
That brings us to Thar.
All right. Let me check my resources. I've used that. Then use that. Oh, do I want to use both of them? No, I don't. No, I do not. So I'm going to be smart and do this. I'm going to run up as much as I can, 30 feet, and then I'm going to cast Fairy Fire.
Oh, okay. What's the spacing on Fairy Fire again? Okay, good. Thanks.
20-foot cube.
Okay. Can you draw your cube so I can see where you want it to go? Yeah. All right, and I have to do a dex save for
Yeah,
my
everybody makes a dex
creatures.
save.
All right, and chat, you can still roll these for me anytime you want. In the meantime, I'm just giving her. And one more. So far they've all... Nope, just the one. The one on the right-hand side does not save.
All right, so this one doesn't save.
That's correct.
All attacks have advantage on it for 1 minute.
What is the color of your fairy fire?
So it's puff of, let's say, yellow and purple.
Yellow
Sparks.
and purple sparks.
Yes.
There we go.
Both.
With yellow and purple sparks just kind of illuminating the space for a brief moment, it seems to cling to the one, and it is now glowing, making it ridiculously easy to see where it is. That ends your turn?
Yes, and I will mark off one more spell, and
Alright.
we're good.
Alright, so coming to this, the Vine Golem is going to try and can't embrace these, but it can whip out at each of them. With advantage, it hits. So that's the one that's beside Rizale. Here's the one that's beside that is now glowing. Even with an advantage, she still wasn't able to get. Just feels looks like there's a lot going on for this poor little Vine Golem thing. But the one that he did hit by Rizale is gonna take 10 points of piercing damage from the vines. Ka-chunk. And that brings us to my swarms, which are also going to... Actually, this one's going to go for a sting at... It's going to try and get out of this weird witch bolt and try and throw a sting at you, Rizale. 24 to hit.
Okay.
14! Whoa! Points of piercing damage.
I'm okay.
Oh, and then the other one's going to attack the Vine Golem. And that is 16 to hit, does hit. And 11 points of damage to the Vine Golem. As the swarm is just getting all up in your spaces. And just whipping its tails at you. Anita, it is your turn. Your friends are looking... Or, well, not so much Rizale, although Rizale is hurt. It's a fury on that console.
Okay. I'm going to... This is kind of a long shot. But I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Ah, okay.
Which 30 feet around me lasts for 10 minutes. And then I'm going to run as close to the center as I can get. And just see if I can see anything that looks like an off switch.
Okay, so where are you going specifically?
Nice.
Because it'll matter for
20.
for combat. So
25.
Right there.
Right about there, yeah. Staying out of
Alright.
melee range.
Then with that detect magic, the first thing it pings up, everything around you, all of the archways, all of the rings, all of the console, all of the sigils, even the ones that are glowing red, are radiating radiant magic.
Radiant magic?
Okay. And then
It does seem odd, but it is definitely radiant magic that is radiating.
okay, I will convey that to everybody else in the group. That's what I see. And I think for my bonus action, I will cast Healing Word at level 2 on Raziel.
Nice.
Ah,
And you will get a
thank you.
response from Charya Kas saying, so 7 points of healing to you, Raziel. Charya Kas will say, "That's why I thought it was Celestials."
And that'll end my turn. Not sure what else to do.
Right.
Thar will say, you know, prisons are made by policemen and not criminals, so
Okay.
they could have easily sealed away a bunch of demons.
That is your turn, Sapling. It's a good
First
point,
off,
though.
First off, it's going to get some more of this lightning witch bolt.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah.
8 points more damage. I gotta fear. Yeah, there's not many of those imps left, but there are still some.
I'm going to firebolt them then. for my
Firebolt.
action.
So you got one hand holding this lightning bolt up, the other one just.
A left-handed one.
Oh, left. Okay, left-handed. Okay, there we go. 9.
9.
Too hard to kind of keep them steady and get a steady shot off, and it just sails just wide of them.
That's my action then. I'm staying where I am.
Somebody roll for me for Tana. I want to roll a d20 and add a. Let's add her wisdom. Actually, she's got in. Does she have improvement? No, just her wisdom. So it's add +4. Whoever rolls it wins. Thank you. Okay, so with a 22, she's like, okay, so we're not fighting the vine golems things. Are we sure about that? And then just kind of start moving to, in position to be able to get to the blood swarm. She doesn't want to get too close because she's kind of effed up though. So that's going to bring us to Raziel.
Okay, I'm gonna try and finish this guy off.
All right.
Oh, come on.
14 hits. 14 hits him.
Oh, nice. For 9 slashing.
9 points of slashing, and the last of the imps, you managed to just kind of, maybe with the blunt side of the sword, just all smack him down to the ground, and then they crack against not concrete, the stonework of this console, and they just splatter and stop moving.
And then I'm gonna move here on the final guy.
All right.
Then end of turn.
Ends your turn. Brings us to Charya Kas, who, hearing what Anita said, picks up her bow, steps back into the rings, and takes a shot at some of the blood imp swarm. Let's see here. Oh, interesting. Okay, fine. If that's the case, then that's what it says. So away we go with 2 shots because she has 2 of them. Neither one of them hit, as they just kind of sail through. She has advantage, so she does hit actually with that nat 20. Yay! I get a nat 20. Whee! Okay, so let's see what that happens. Like 12 points of damage as she manages to just skewer through the broiling swarm of these creatures. People who are in the chat, you are welcome to roll for me. All you need to do is roll. It's type in that message you see on your screen, roll 20, and I will use your rolls instead of mine. That brings us now to Charya Kas is actually going to say, this is really not right. Thar, it's your turn.
All right. I'm gonna run up, and I'm gonna hit this guy with my axe, but I'm going to be shielded. My shield is up.
All right, shield up, and with your axe, with your +6 that you currently have.
25. for
That
8
25 definitely hits. Okie doke.
And I'm going to bonus action Healing Word at 2nd level myself.
Bonus action healing word. Very nice. Okay. This is
For 8 healing.
8 points of healing as this creature takes 8 points of damage as well. There's not many of these imps left. Brings me to my Viney boy, who's gonna have advantage. Where is my Viney boy? I have so many things open right now. Here we go.
Oh, and can I
Oh.
speak in Celestial to
Yeah.
the Vine Goblin?
Absolutely, go for it.
I'm going to try and say, if this thing was built by radiant magic, are you perhaps a divine guardian? I'll ask.
Okay. And it's as it whips out, it kind of looks to you, looks at you for a brief moment, and then whips out again at the swarm as well. No, seemingly not understanding what you're saying. Both of these whips hit. I don't know that actually it's going to need the second one. I should have rolled the first one. Yeah, it's not going to need the second one. And the last of the imps are smacked to the ground. And it's going to pause. So I guess before it does this next, before it does that next attack, it is going to pause, look at you all, and pull its vines in and just sit.
All right. We need to.
And then
Sorry. I always.
it is. Now, as this is happening, you're hearing Charyakas grunt and moan as well. Anita, it's your turn.
Okay. So Charyakaz is hurt. Is that the sound she's making?
She's making something along those lines. As you look over to her, you see that she's actually gripping across her midsection.
Can I
her
insight
torso.
check her?
On your turn.
Okay.
You know what? I'll do this. You know what? Let's take it out just for a brief moment. Let's let Anita do anything she's going to do first, and then because we're at the top of the initiative, we'll see how things go.
Okay. So I guess Charyakaz is groaning and gripping her midsection. And there's the symbols around the circle, only a few of them are red.
Okay.
Is that
Yes. Actually, what I am also going to say is you also see some magic. There's a few little pools of like blue liquid that you can see around the area as well. You haven't gone in any of them, but there are these little pools like right here, right here. They're radiating radiant magic as well.
Okay. Huh. I'm going to. I don't have any way. Like, I'm so slow to get to a pool of liquid in this turn. I'm going to get some of that liquid to the red symbols in the center and convey that to the group. And then I want to get a little bit closer to Charyakaz and see what's going on with her.
All right. So as you get closer to her, what seems particularly odd about her is she's starting to actually double over in pain and sweat profusely. And then she kind of, as you approach her, she kind of just looks up at you with absolute fear in her eyes. And the body is suddenly consumed in flame and starts burning brightly and engulfs her entire form as you approach. The flames subside, and she is fully transformed
Smoking.
into something far different than what she still has the same features and form, but she does not look at all the same.
Okay.
I'm so glad none of
There's
us touched the
something-
middle bit.
The veins are popping and blackened. The face, the eyes are now red, bright red. Her and she looks to you and says, "This gate is so much more than I thought." And she immediately reaches out towards, say, we're gonna say, I'm gonna roll a d6 or d5 and decide, or d10 and decide. Roll d5. That is, it didn't roll for me. Why didn't it roll for me? Okay, 4. So towards Thar, and underneath you, give me a DC. Sorry, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh gosh. 20.
Nice. So as you see her reach out, you're like, "What the heck is happening?" You see the ground and what looks like vines, but not green vines, flame vines, kind of reach out through the cracks in this console and start gripping at your feet. You step it up out of the way, and we're back to the top of the initiative again.
Okay. Wow. This is going well.
I'm so glad none of us touched the middle bit. It's going to have to be a souped-up witch bolt on the centaur. On the demon.
Maybe.
Oh, God, here we go.
All right, so Sapley, it's your turn.
13.
13 does not hit.
Fucking hell. He's shit, isn't he?
So you
Damn
reach
it.
out, you look and kind of in surprise, just reach out your witch bolt, and it just casts behind the torso and over the haunches of, well, you can't call it Chariakos anymore. We're gonna have to call it Chariakos because we don't have any other name for it yet.
Okay.
That's me, I'm done.
And all right, Tana is gonna take her turn. She is going to step in and do some schmacks. She's gonna pop out. No, she doesn't have enough key points left to do that, so she's still gonna just do some of her regular smacks. Ding. Just go straight in because she does. This person is no longer right, and just smashing at her. Nice. She's already causing some damage. She's now gonna do her unarmed strike. Good. And well, let's see. She's gonna do flurry of blows. Yeah, she's gonna do flurry of blows then. And that's her last key point. So, there we go. That one doesn't hit. If their flurry of blows, finally the centaur moves her haunches out of the way.
2d4
And her-
on that? For the enlarged damage? potion?
Right. No, she's not enlarged anymore. That potion will have reduced because she fell. Good point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that brings us to Rizale.
What to do? DM, does my
Yes.
character know that the pools here are radiating radiant energy?
You would know because somebody's already shouted it out that everything here is producing a radiant vibe or a radiant energy, radiant magic kind of feel. Anita did a detect magic and shouted that out.
Huh. Okay, I'm gonna do this first. I would like to use this to at least try and determine what kind of form that this center has taken.
Sure. Let's get the correct mouse working here. Yeah. And the only fiend left in this space now is what was once Charyakas. She is no longer a humanoid creature. She is now fully fiendish.
All right, good to know. Oh, Brazil would like to say to his party that she's no longer a centaur. She has turned into something fiendish, as my senses tells me about that. And then I would like to. Is it possible to harness the radiant energy, DM?
How would you do it?
Kind of like I was thinking if I can use this to harness some of the energies to restore some of my spell slots.
Interesting. Okay. So you can do so through your connection to your deity anyway. Pardon me. But you try to do this time with. Oh, thank you very much, Fleur de
good.
Spooks. Yeah, that is a cheer. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Y'all are awesome. That was a firework. I love those
Thought I'd hit
fireworks.
up a random D&D stream. Can see you're saving for monsters of the multiverse.
Aw,
Hope this helps.
thank you
Have
so
fun
much,
game of
Fleur de
Smile
Spooks.
X.
That is so cool. Thank you so much.
Huge.
That is huge. Thank you so much. That's definitely going to help in a big bloody way. So thank you so much. Monsters of the Multiverse, guys. That just did it. We're going to get it into our compendium now. Yay! Okay.
Nice.
So you grasp your holy symbol and you reach out to the radiant energy, but the radiant energy doesn't feel like it's actually there. And so you just simply turn back to your holy symbol instead, and you still regain your expended spell slot, but you now realize there's something not actually existent about that radiant. Almost like it's been placed there to distract.
Okay, good to know. Well then, those are my actions. I
Alright.
guess I'll end my turn for now.
Okay, so then I will say it is now my lovely little centaur's turn. The centaur is going to. Yeah, you guys stayed there. He's gonna shift. It's gonna shift. No, it doesn't. No. It's gonna do better if it stays right where it is. It's going to look up. It's going to pull a little bit of its belly in, and its jaws open unnaturally wide, and you see a little spin of what seems to be green smoke before flame ignites and bursts from her face. I need a dexterity saving throw from Tana, Sapli, and Anita. Oop, that was the wrong button. Let me get Tana's up here. So dex save. Nice, you guys needed those rolls right now, not gonna lie. Tana did not save though. So I gotta find my creature. I just hit a button and all of my things went and disappeared. There they are. Okay, cool. So so it's 8d6
Wow.
or half as much.
Ouch.
Ugh.
Here it comes. That is 20, so it's going to be 10 points of damage to each Tana, sorry, Sapli and Anita. Tana is just in the blast range, and it just absolutely bursts out over top of all of your forms. Tana taking the brunt of it, charred and on the ground.
Oh, God.
And it is now Thar's turn. You just watched as your centaur friend, who barely even fought at all on their way to get here, just unleashed hell on your friends.
I'm gonna bonus action get her up and say, "Now is not the time for a nap. Get up." And I'm gonna,
You're lucky I rolled that many ones on that 8d6. Oh my gosh.
yeah, like fiery. I'm going to. That's like my last healing word. So that's great. That is the healing word. She gains 5 hit points.
5 hit points as she comes back up. Oh, look at you go, Fleur de Spooks. You're such a wonderful person. I like this person. Fleur de Spooks. Awesome people.
I'm gonna
Thank
move
you so much for the subscription.
here with a dash action,
All right.
and I'm gonna try and collect some of this water.
Oh, okay. Put your hands in, and immediately you feel a little bit of energy crawl up your arms, but it's warm and healing. You take 3 points of healing.
Oh shoot! Yeah, I'm trying to collect it in a bottle. That bottle that had the potion of giant strength that before.
There you go. Okay. You're able to collect it in a bottle, no problems. Where'd you go? Where's your token? I can't find your token right now. There you are.
I'm down here.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay, cool.
And then I'm using the last 15 feet of movement to come back with the bottle. Actually, I'll do like that. Yeah.
All
That's
right.
the end of my turn.
All right. So you now have yourself a bottle of this liquid. It's the Vine Golem's turn. He's still kicking around. Not really. So he's gonna actually come straight up into this space of this centaur as well, kind of stepping between Tana and Anita to get there, and is just gonna attack. It's what it's built to do, so that's what it's gonna do. It's gonna try and do something to our centaur, and it does. It hits. Nice. And then another one. Boom. And yeah, this is kind of weird when my characters are killing each other. I kind of like it. 16 points of damage to this centaur. It brings us to Anita.
Okay.
Nicely done, my friend.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And then I'm going to use my last, or no, I have 2 spell slots left, I guess. I'm going to cast a Guiding Bolt at level 2.
Nice.
On the centaur. Does 12 hit?
12 does not hit.
Okay.
Just sails past and hits the ring, one of the rings behind it, a good distance away.
Okay, and that will be my turn.
All right, that brings us to Sapley. You just took a flame to the face.
Not nice. Jesus.
So what are you doing, Sapley?
I'm going to magic missile it.
All right.
No, I'm going to change my mind. What I'm going to do is, I was going to do this anyway, but I'll do it now. I'm going to say to the centaur, I think you look all hot and bothered to me. I think you should go and take a nice relaxing bath in that water over there for the next 8 hours. Was a cast suggestion on it.
Okay. It saves because Fleur de Spooks. I didn't say that right. Fleur de Spooks rolled a 19 for me.
I know. I saw it. That's why I was going to meta game, but thought no, I was going to do this anyway. So
you're a good person, Dak. I love it. Thank you. So, yeah, he does save. It just kind of looks at you as like, and just bursts out at you. Just this roar. Which is really strange to hear this thing roar, because it's almost like a humanoid, like you roaring at somebody, but it's like chains running against wood as part of the sound as well. That ends your turn?
I'm going to move. I can't see where Thar is.
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna
missed a
move back
spot.
under here as much as I can. 5, 10.
Okie doke.
15. No, wait a sec. I'll move that here.
All right. Let's see here. This is next thing here is going to be my lair action. So a lair action, we're gonna go with. No, it's got to be a random. So let's find out randomly who this is gonna be. Let's find out. It is. Okay. Behind him. It's gonna go to Anita. I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Just
13.
makes it.
Nice.
Just makes it. It is half of this, as what you can only call 5 points of this damage is what you can only call a what appears to be just this like a small fireball, a really small fireball. Thankfully for your sake, just erupts around you. You take 5 points of fire damage from it as you're able to kind of just dodge as you can kind of see the spark appear over your shoulder. That's going to bring us to Tana, who's now back to consciousness. From the ground, Tana couldn't do it because she keeps dying. She has something she wants to do, but she keeps dying.
She should stop that.
She really should stop that. So she's just going to attack. She's going to have to get up in order to do this. So she gets up. She's going to attack. It is just going to hit. And she's no key points left. Oh wow, that was a nice hit. 2 actual hits here, causing some significant damage, but not enough. This creature looks like it's on its last legs. That brings us to Raziel. All 4 last legs.
Okay. Well, Raziel has tried harnessing from the ruins. Now he's going to try the pool. So he's going to take a dash action through this pool and try to touch the water with his hands and his greatsword.
Okie doke.
Does that do anything?
Okay, I'm gonna just say that again because I want to picture this in my head. Sorry, I didn't picture that properly. I was trying to catch up on other things here too. Repeat what you're doing.
Yeah, seeing that nothing happened within the ruins with the radiant energy, and with the knowledge that almost everything around here has radiant energy, I'm going to try the pool this time.
Okay, so you go to the pool and you go to enter into it. Turns out that it is not much there except for if you get some water on you. Do you get some water on you?
On my hands and my greatsword.
Yeah, then you definitely take 3 points of healing as well.
Okay. Then, for my remaining movement, 15, I'm gonna move here, then end my turn.
All right. That takes us to my centaur. They are still alive. And because my centaur is still alive, I guess I gotta check to see. Hang on, pulling out the real dice to do this decision. The real dice was in your favor. I'm just gonna say that. You like my real dice. Stabbing at the vine golem. Nope, that's not what it's got. It's gonna be pikey. So I need to find that other thing here real quick. That one. So stabbing at the vine golem definitely hits, and then is also gonna move him. There we go. All of that's gonna hit. How much is it enough to knock your vine golem down? It might be. It is not enough to knock your vine golem down. He is now down to seriously badly hurt, though. And yeah, that's all it's got. That's all you can do. Thar, it's your turn.
All right. How does applying a poison work?
How does applying a poison work? What are you trying to apply it to?
An axe.
You just simply, you can either just pour it on the axe, or you can wipe it down with a cloth, or what. Depends on how you're carrying the poison.
Is it like
It
an
is
action?
It is an action. It is an action to do.
Okay, good to know. That being the case, I'm just going to run up, and
Okay.
I'm going to hold it in my hand, and I'm going to punch her with it. The vial.
Roll for punch.
Yeah. Punch.
Does not hit.
Oh gosh.
It's almost as if her skin. Well, no. It's almost as if the flames are actually so hot that you can't actually get to her. She's still wreathed in small, light flames around her.
Would I have proficiency
DM?
in this punch? Because don't we all have proficiency in punches? forget
Not
if I-
always. No.
Also,
what
DM,
you-
can I ask?
Yeah.
Doesn't he have advantage because of flanking?
Oh
He
yes.
does. Now you get to roll that. Now you get to hit. Nicely done. Good call, Raziel.
And that is just generally 7 points of damage for my punches because I have
Okay.
strength.
How do you do
And-
this?
Oh,
Yes, my friend.
so I have the potion in my fist, and I'm a big dude, so it's not very big. So it's a closed fist basically, and I grab. Is she too big for me to like grab her shoulder or something?
Nope. No,
So I
not you.
grab her
That would be true of
shoulder.
Tana or Sapley.
I reel her back, and I just like hammer her face with the potion, and it shatters all over.
Not only does it shatter, but her head cocks under the power of your blow, and you hear extra cracks, and the whole body falls to the ground, flumps, and the flames sputter and die.
You see the now masculine and very strong Thar just let out a roar of victory.
All right, you guys are now out of initiative. There's no more enemies. The portals are open, but shimmering and flickering.
Okay.
We need to close these things.
I want to drink my potion of climbing so that I have an empty potion bottle,
Okay.
and then run over and get some of the water from the nearest pool.
All right. So with your potion of climbing, it's super easy to go anywhere you want. So you can get some water from the pool. Go for it. And you now
then-
take 3 points of healing, by the way, as well.
Okay. And then I want to run over to one of these portals and just splash the liquid on the portal.
So you splash liquid on the portal, and the portal shimmers and crackles and actually falls apart as glass, almost like glass that was there, but wasn't, and is now closed.
Oh shoot! I'm doing the same thing. I'm pouring everything out of my backpack. It's gonna leak out slowly in my backpack, but hopefully it'll give me enough time
All right.
because I'm grabbing a ton of it and doing the same.
Is everybody else
It's
doing
probably
the
gonna
same
take me
thing?
a few turns.
I'm going to
but-
cast comprehend languages. See if I can read any of this stuff.
Ah, very
DM?
nice. Okay. Yes, Raziel.
Seeing that my great sword is drenched with the water, can I use it to slash the portal?
Which part of the portal are you going to go to? Or sorry, which part of the
Uh,
structure are you going to? Just any one of the three portals that are left?
this portal on the west side.
Sure. So then, Thar, you will go up to perhaps the one that's further north that
Yeah.
you guys haven't even gotten close to yet, and just drench it as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna try
Yeah,
and
and so
use my backpack.
with the water on the portal, yes, your sword, Raziel, actually passes through the portal, but where you slash through, it kind of crackles and like slashed glass almost, and then the portal shuts and crumbles to
Yeah.
not the whole arch. The arch stays standing, just the shimmer of it turns to glass and crackles and breaks to the ground. Thar, you pour your water over top of it, it breaks to the ground.
Okay. I guess I'll run down and get another thing of water. And is there a portal to the south too?
There is a portal to the south, but it was never working.
Okay.
The vine golem, as you guys are all running around doing this, the vine golem moves to the center of the console and just stands in the middle of it. It's like there's like 3 vines left that make up this golem. It is hurt, but it is purposefully standing at the center of this thing.
I would like to go to the Vine Golem and use my remaining lay on hands on him to heal him for 3 HP
So,
points and tell him that you are a valuable comrade in this fight.
very nice. And as you cast the healing, some of the moss and vines in the cracks of this console crawl up and form more of his body back. And it just looks to you as just looks ready but defensive but not at you, just like it's protecting the center of this console.
Stepping back from doing that, I'm going to start breathing heavily, straighten out my back, and then go to the center and say, do you think, actually not the center, just avoiding that, I'm going to say, do you think that's done it? Do you still have a detect magic up? Ooh.
Anita will, yes. So, Anita, with your detect magic, you are going to note that the large sigils that were aglow are now completely darkened again. Everything is still radiating radiant magic, but now that you're not in combat, you can take a couple of extra moments and really examine it. It's like a thin layer of radiant magic over something else.
Okay.
And so you could roll me an Arcana check if you'd like.
Okay.
Okay, it's
12.
tough to tell with a 12 what it's covering, but it's definitely that it's not like a natural radiant energy coming from this. It is definitely like a screen of some sort.
Okay. I want to go up to the edge of this screen and throw my second bottle of this liquid on it. See what happens.
So where are you doing that?
Wherever this screen ends, I'm not sure if it ends like at the edge of the circle or.
It doesn't actually. It actually is like it's just like a little layer over top of absolutely everything. Over top of the rings, over top of the console, over top of the archways. Everything has this radiant. Even the pools, even have this radiant energy. That just it's not really like a physical screen. It's more like just a. It's almost like a metaphysical screen.
Okay. Just for good measure, I will go to the center and pour some liquid in the very center of the circle.
And as you do, the vine golem looks, and it's almost as if there's a little bit of a smile that forms in some of these new vines that have come back to its face, and the whole system glows blue for a brief moment. And then an archway you could hear crack, fall, crumble. And the next one just cracks, falls, and crumbles. And then you realize, oh, this whole place is coming down. These large rings are coming down. It's just this massive popping sound as you see going across the rings. The whole thing starts to crumble and char apart, or chunk apart, and is coming
Are there
down around you guys.
any rings above us?
All of those rings above you. I need you guys, anybody who is within the rings, which I think might be all of you.
I'm gonna pick up some of the smaller people and just run because I'm buff right now.
Dexterity saving throws for me, please. Sapley with advantage because you're already on the outskirts.
Ooh.
Oh, I got to roll for Tana.
DM, I still have one last teleport. Do
You
I
can use
still
it.
have to roll?
No, you don't. You
yeah,
can use that.
I will use that. I'm not confident with my dexterity rolls.
Oh, and a blessing of the Raven Queen. Nice. Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. Anita, you kind of get tripped up a little bit. Thar, you also get tripped up, trying to help Anita up and out. And you guys start running away from the console and leaving the Vine Golem behind, who just stands in it. And you guys all extricate yourselves. You're going to take... you're going to take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as just random chunks of rock come down around you as you're escaping this place and just smash you on the shoulder or smash you on the head. But you're able to get out all the same. The Vine Golem stays behind and just stands still as one more boulder comes and squishes it to the ground. Unmoving.
No!
My friend!
And the whole ruin now stands, or doesn't stand, in ruin. And that concludes this finale of the Elven Gate. So,
Nice.
My friend!
that is. Now, I'm going to give you guys a couple seconds to think a little bit about this, because I kind of like to wrap things up by giving you a chance to say, what would your character do next? This is the actual end of the module that Kobold Press produced, so shout out to Kobold Press for this. Shout out to all of my players, of course, but without being able to say for Tana, I'm going to say that Tana ends up becoming, stays with Thar, whatever Thar does. So Thar, what does Thar do at the conclusion of this adventure, probably?
Thar will continue to teach the next generation of adventurers. I don't know if well, but he definitely teaches them. And he grows older, and eventually he passes away happily after making a decent amount of money as a fairly successful adventurer.
Like it. All right, Anita. What happens to Anita?
Anita searches for a school of the arcane of some sort to try to learn how to better control her arcana knowledge. She realized throughout this adventure that she did not make super wise decisions with the spells that she chose to have prepared. So she will try to advance her knowledge.
Very nice. What does Sapley do?
Sapley's going to make a big meal for everybody, a banquet. And he's going to get drunk.
All right.
Hit the bottle again.
I'm going to get you to do... I want you to roll something for me then, just because we can. You're going to get a choice of either a performance check and then just a basic intelligence check. Your choice.
What for?
Your ability to cook.
I've got cooked utensils over there.
Oh, then you have proficiency on it too.
Yeah. Can I use them?
Sure, try it. Yeah, okay. You cook. It tastes very good, especially after this long battle. What else does Sapley do?
He just hangs out with Thar because he's a He's the old man. He has to
Very
take care
nice.
of him. He doesn't
I'll teach
realise
him everything I know.
taking care of him.
And last but not
Feed him
least,
another
Brazil.
potion.
Well, after the great banquet prepared, he will say farewell to the party, saying that I will continue the mission given to me by my deity. Until she summons me for a new one, my mission stands. I hope our paths will meet at some point again. Fare thee well, my friends.
All right. Very nice. And so with that, that is the conclusion of the Elven Gate. Thank you guys again so much. Some announcements. Let's do those announcements right quick here. There's ads in progress, so I'll wait until the ads are done. 5 and a 4 and a 3 and a 2 and a 1. And with that concludes the Elven Gate. Thank you guys so much in the chat. Thank you guys for playing with me as well. Some quick announcements again. We are doing that fundraiser for Make-A-Wish. It's already up to $30, and that makes me a very happy camper. There's a milestone at 100, so let's get to that 100 as soon as we can. And you can donate between streams as well, and the place that you can donate is at the link that you see in the chat. Feel free to go there and make all that stuff happen, and let's make some wishes happen. The continued streams that we have tomorrow, we come back in at 1 p.m. UTC to play the Olivon Chronicles. Reese was able to, the character named Reese in that one, ended up going on an accidental scrying journey after picking up a magical stone of some sort, so that could provide some interesting things. Then the Adventures of Alanin are taking a break this week because Thanksgiving in the United States. And so we give thanks to all the D&D things, as well as other ones. Next week we come back on Tuesday for the Witchlight in Wesmia campaign, where the people that are there are entering a place called Motherhorn, which is the lair of one of the 3 hags that they've had to contend with. And they kind of came in from a sneaky way. And so we'll see whether or not that sneakiness pays off in the end. Then we come back with the Zelda Echoes campaign, that happens at 6 p.m. Central on Wednesday, and that's DM Vrarod that does that. And then back again here for our first campaign in the realm of Noxtern for the Roll for Wishes campaign, Make-A-Wish campaign that we're doing right now as well. So there are 3 different modules that may happen with that, and so the randomness of the adventure on that one will be which one of those we do. So we'll still have the dice decide that for us. But then we will be starting up a new random adventure, and so we may have some new players, we may have some returning players at that one. Of course, all the people who are playing here today are welcome to jump into the Discord and do that. And if you want to, you can of course jump in the Discord and see all the things that are happening as well right there in the link in the chat, and join us and maybe even get involved in one of our games yourself. We would love to have you get in there. So that pretty much covers all of the announcements at this point. I will also put a quick little shout out to all of the players. One more shout out to the players, guys. You make my mornings fun. Thank you guys for doing this with me. I appreciate you guys a lot. Anything else you guys want to say before I call her up?
All right, the halberd. I lended it to Thar. You can keep it.
Oh, nice. All right. So I think
Fantastic.
we're going to go and raid somebody. The link doesn't work, so I will try and do stuff and fix that link for you. I have an idea as to why that is, so I'll put out an invitation to actually Fleur de Spokes. I'll actually send you an invitation through our Twitch direct messages, and then you can see that I obviously have something to fix. I appreciate you. Thank you. And I really do appreciate you, Fleur. Thank you so much for all of those for the cheers and for the subscriptions and the donations. I appreciate that a lot. It's going to make a big difference for people out there, including me. So I appreciate that a lot. With that, I think we're going to choose somebody to raid. The person we're going to raid is going to be Corsair's Cove, playing Dungeons and Dragons as well. But we are going to call this stream there. Thank you guys for joining, and have a great one.